Sweetie Pie.
We've known each other for so long. I was waiting for the most perfect time to chat with you, and now is definitely that time. I couldn't not with these two Christmas movies that you have that came out that everybody is talking about. Holiday Mismatch, The Merry Gentleman.
Yeah, they were both so successful. They're both done really, really well.
One of them you got to film with longtime close friend of yours, and then on the other
Mhm.
hand, you get a shirtless Chad Michael Murray. So pretty terrible. What a terrible season.
Yeah, Chad is lovely. It was a great experience all around, and we got to shoot Mismatch in Montreal, which was beautiful. I'd never been. I love Toronto, but I didn't know Montreal, and oh, I want to go back. It
Yeah,
was so beautiful.
I'm glad to hear how much you love Canada.
Anytime they send me a script for Canada, I'm on a plane.
Awesome. Well, hopefully Toronto's on there next. Today, I'm having a surprise drink because I lost the tag. It is from an orchard in Niagara called Shiny, and they've got all these different fun flavors. So I really have no idea what this one will be. What are you drinking today?
I am having, because it's early, my favorite non-alcoholic drink. It's club soda with a dash of bitters and a piece of lemon.
Oh, nice. So we do have a special guest with us here today, I see.
Yes, that's Fairness in the background, my rescue dog.
Fairness. What's an interesting
Hmm.
name? So cheers to rescued pets and Christmas movies.
Yes, indeed. Those are two of my favorite things. One of the reasons I love doing Christmas movies. I've been so blessed in my life because my biggest TV show was, of course, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which still makes people happy every day in every country in the world. I've kind of embarked on this Christmas career. What a joy to get to make people happy doing that.
Totally. In doing so, you got to do that. Caroline Ray in Holiday Mismatch,
Hmm.
and she's a lot of fun. And I know a few years back, you guys also did Chilling Adventures of Sabrina together, but is
Yeah, uh-huh.
the first film that you've done
Also,
together?
yes, this was the first film we've done together, and we had a blast. Montreal is her hometown. I got to see where she went to school and the house she grew up in, and we hiked up into those crazy hills, and also the food's really good.
Were you guys like asked to do this film together, or did one of you get asked? You call the other up and be like, "Hey, are
I
you
think
in on?"
Caroline got asked first, and she called me up and said they're going to call you too, and I was like, great. And then I got an offer for this weird movie, and I was like, my manager was like, this is weird. I was like, well, I think Caroline is involved with it, so just take it. Just say we'll do it. And of course, it wasn't that. It turned out to be a holiday mismatch. She was like, okay, but it's weird. I was like, I know, but it means something to Caroline, so just say we'll do it. And then, of course, then it turned out to be holiday mismatch, so that was a much more fun job to take. I would do anything for her. She's family to me.
You guys posted this really funny TikTok. I know you're not a big TikToker. You've come a long way with your social media, though, since we first became friends.
I'm doing better. I really love Instagram, whereas TikTok kind of scares me. It's just so much
Yeah,
comes at me so fast. I don't know what the heck's going on.
true. I'm going to put a link in here for that TikTok because I want everybody to see that.
Oh, it really is cute. Yeah, we had fun.
The actual movie is about mothers meddling in their adult children's love life. They signed them up for online dating. How do you feel about dating apps?
I've never done it. I really can't speak to it. For me, because I've been in the public eye, it's a little bit dicier for me to do that. It's not for me.
So in this movie, the young couple, they decide to fake a relationship to basically shut their parents up. Growing up, were you the type of person to introduce guys to your family early, or did you wait until things got serious?
Kind of a mix of the two. I came from a crazy family and I left home at 16. I was in college. I did bring them home. Then I lived in New York and home was LA. It was hard to bring them home then, but I certainly wouldn't hesitate.
Yeah. Listen, I think like watching like The Bachelor, they're always like, I'm waiting until, things are so super serious before I bring them home to my family. And I'm thinking that's not necessarily always the greatest approach. It just they have to mesh and be nice to know that early.
I agree. Yeah. Sometimes your parents or your family sees things you don't see.
Exactly. You've been in other holiday movies over the years. You said 11. I bet you never envisioned one would be based on exotic dancing.
That was new. I was not expecting that. We own this music venue that's going downhill, and our daughter comes home and decides to try to help us save our bar. It's not like anything I've ever done in the Christmas world. Still has all the elements that make a Christmas movie special, but it's just really different.
Yeah,
And the
nice.
guys were so fun. They worked so hard
I
on
bet.
the dancing and getting it right.
Totally. You could tell a lot of work went into that. The main character is torn between her dream job and pursuing a romantic relationship. When you were an aspiring actress, did you ever experience a struggle with balancing the unpredictability of your work schedule and your dating life?
Oh yeah, it made it very difficult. And also because being a woman and being the one who's flying off to Canada and all that, men like when men fly off to Canada, their girlfriends or wives will sometimes go with them but a man will not usually travel with you
Interesting.
because you're working, unless you have a marriage that really cooperates within those parameters. But boyfriends, no, no, they would drop out because I'd be gone too long or too often, and that just wasn't in my age group. That wasn't a dynamic that people knew how to deal with.
Right.
I think for both my husbands, it was very difficult to be married to someone who was very successful in a very visible business. They thought they wouldn't mind me being successful, but they did. It puts a lot of pressure on relationships. There's a reason that a lot of Hollywood couples don't make it. But the ones that do, it tends to be because one or the other is the priority and they stay together, they travel together, they go to the location together.
Would you envision yourself being with somebody in the industry or outside? Which one do you think would work out better for you?
I don't know, really. I'm a writer, I'm a chef, I'm a model, and I'm an actor. My whole life is about making things.
Yeah.
So it'd be very frustrating for me to be with someone who didn't at least enjoy that tremendously. Enjoy the process of making a beautiful meal or putting together an article or all the things that give me joy. At my age, I'm really not that worried about it.
I know you're
I
not.
have a beautiful life. I've created a great life for myself. I have fantastic friends. I have a lot of intimacy in my life. So yeah, if somebody came along and it was perfect, great. If not, okay, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm good.
You got a really good outlook. You've always been very strong and positive and independent.
Independent, yeah. Well,
Independent.
I grew up in a time when the late 60s, early 70s, when all the dads left. My whole block, all the dads left.
Yeah.
And the moms had been staying home for 10, 12 years, so none of them had workforce experience. Suddenly, dad had a new wife and a new family, and, all of us were just scrambling, scrambling, scrambling. So
Yeah.
I never, ever for 1 minute trusted anybody to take care of me. I was like, I will take care of myself.
Right.
You want to come and join me? Great, but
Yeah.
I'm not trusting anybody to take care of me.
Best outlook. Yeah, I heard something recently about how now dads are being more involved with their children because they're the products of the dads that weren't involved.
I
So,
think that's very true. And I think that's going to change things a lot.
yeah.
I'm so blessed. My sister passed away. My parents have passed away. Two of my best friends passed away in the last 5 years. So it was getting a little bit sparse in our
Yeah.
family. And
Yeah.
then my sister's daughter just had a beautiful little girl named Luna. My best friend's daughter just had a beautiful little girl named Lily. And my sister and her wife just had a beautiful little boy. So we got three babies. Boom, boom, boom. So we went from like,
Wow.
okay, little sparse to woo,
You get to be
big
the fun
family.
aunt.
I get to be the fun aunt and the
For
fun
real.
great.
Love that. Going back here briefly to Caroline and Chad, can you tell us something that people may not know about them?
Well, I don't know if people realize what a really good athlete Caroline Wright is. She is very strong, very athletic, really good at all that. I cannot hit a ball with a bat. I cannot do anything remotely like that. I can swim. I can do yoga. That's it. Maybe ride a bike, but only with a helmet and, pads. So my hand-eye coordination is not good. But
You're
Caroline
not
is,
going to be skiing in Whistler anytime soon?
no, no, I don't think so. But Caroline's a great athlete. She can do anything, play any sport, do anything. I think people don't, she's a stand-up comic, so people probably don't associate her with being really fit and athletic, but she is. She really is. And Chad, I think that he talks about it a lot, but I don't think people can grasp what a true family man he is. He is in love with his wife and his kids, and all he talks about is his wife and his kids. And he is very obsessed with them and obsessed with being a good dad and a good husband. And he reads the Bible every morning. He is a really outstanding human being. And I think people just look at him and think hot, sexy, fab,
Exactly.
and he is all those things. But he's also a great dad, a great husband, and just a really good person.
Great to hear. Alrighty, well, thank you so much for hanging out. This was a lot
Of
of fun.
course, it's so good to see you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, sweetheart. It's so good to see you and talk to you.